Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Fallout 2020. And we're still here building at the Starlight Drive-In. Now, what I'm going to do is, I don't really like having these two it's like basically going to build the same plot, I think. Now, there could be two different variations with this rowboat, but I'm not going to take the risk. So, we're just going to blow that up. Now, we do have a person here already. Now, as I mentioned last episode, I did have a crash at one point, and I lost some stuff, and that actually already happened. So, I might show a little of that at the end, I think. I forget if I included that. We'll get there. So, yeah, I actually are. This is the second time I'm throwing these water pumps here. And anyway. So, yeah, back to that boat. Like, if you watched my Ghost Chef series, I did have that boat as a plot already at the drive-in, and it just coincidentally, this is what I love about making these videos. Coincidentally, there was a guy with a sea captain hat that grabbed that plot, and it's actually sad because he disappeared in a raid. I didn't find his corpse, but we were raided by a bunch of raiders, and then when I came back later, he was gone, and I feel like he might have ran out off the settlement a little bit, gotten killed, and then his body despawned at some point. I actually went back into a save and tried to figure it out, and I couldn't. And it made me sad. He had this beard, like, maybe kind of like an Abe Lincoln, like, but it was gray beard, and I really just, he had such a, he didn't say anything or anything, but he had like such a flavor to it that I was kind of sad. Anyway, we're throwing some turrets down. As you see, we have a settler somewhere. I haven't seen him, but it says one person up at the top, and he's already started building the garden plot. So we're going to throw a turret right here too, just in case someone tries to get up here. So yeah, like I said, I cheated. As you see, we have 600 steel, 500 circuitry, all that stuff. If you look at the machine gun turret, it says what supplies it takes. I don't really want to have to deal with finding the materials to build stuff like turrets. Ah, I hate that. I hate how the corpse and everything, God, comes up from the ground. You can't. I wish you could just get rid of that stuff in building mode. They really didn't think some of this stuff through, to be honest with you. And 3-4 years later, however long this game came out, they haven't really fixed that type of stuff. Like, why do I have to see these corpses? Like, it's part of the freaking game where you have to clear out this, this lot of the mole rats to make the settlement. So it should know that they're gonna be there. I mean, it's really dumb. Anyway, here's our settler, and now building their house. And that annoying noise, I'm pretty sure, is this skeleton here, because it's trapped in the. It's really obnoxious. It's like rattling because it's like half under the concrete, I guess. The arm is still there, right when you walk in. Although it could be something else like further down that's trying to make its way up. I don't know. Anyway, I really like the way this house looks. Now, actually, I think this house is actually similar to the one that was built in my game crash file, which was actually right behind the marshal post where there's a guard post, and it looked really cool. I don't know if it was the same model, but it did have a stairway like this, so it looked really cool actually over there. But I don't know of a way. I guess I could move this plot there if I really wanted to and keep it the same, but it's kind of complicated. That noise is literally driving me crazy, and I don't think I'm even at the point where it was driving me crazy while I was building this, but I know I spent a while trying to figure out what the heck it was and trying to get rid of it. And that might have been why I cut there, actually, but I don't remember exactly when I did it. Anyway, here we are with our settlement. It's kind of dark here, so I think I'm going to put some lights up soon. That is the one. Oh, God, there's the noise again. So we're probably not going to come back there too much once all this gets built. But see, I had to run up just to take a little picture while that was going on. All right. Anyway. All right, we're going to get some lights. Now, the problem here is I don't have the DLCs where there's a lot of more lighting options. And there's not even like a light pole. I thought there was like a street light pole I could put up as part of this, but I don't see it anywhere. So that really sucks. And it's kind of weird. I don't have any building mods. I might have to look into that because there's probably some building mods for Xbox that I'm not using that I should be using. And so we're just going to put some lights here. But as you see, it doesn't light up with the pole that's there. So I have to put in just any conduit, which isn't going to be that cluttered because the pole's right here. So I'm just going to attach this to the side. Now, like I said in a previous episode, I'm not quite sure what happens when they decide to expand this settlement as far as the pole goes. So yeah, at least we got the lighting there though. Now I'm trying to figure out how to put lights up front. Like I can't really attach those there. I could just build like a simple wall, a small wall or something. But what I'm gonna do is actually just throw down right here some of these floor lanterns, which actually don't need electricity. So I don't know that I'm gonna leave these here once the settlement's built, but they work pretty well while you're under construction. Or they work well if you have like maybe a campsite type of thing. But since I'm trying to build a city, they're gonna look kind of weird afterwards. Oh, hey mole rat, get out of my way. So you see it's so dark over there. I gotta build something over there. In the Ghost Chef series, I had like a whole bar area over there, which is really cool. I don't know if you can select a bar. I think it might randomly do it from the commercial plots. I don't think you can force it to do one. Although, that's one of the reasons I'm playing this playthrough with Sim Settlements is to learn all the complexities of what you can and can't control. See, what I really want to do is just throw a shack wall down, but it doesn't snap to the edges of these foundations, which I really wasn't expecting. And let's see, I can't snap it to the outside either, which is kind of weird. I guess I have to throw a floor down and then do that, but it's kind of annoying. All right. So I was going to put up some more lights there, but I decided against it. So here we are in the daytime, and what we're going to do now is just go and check on our other settlements, because we're just going to wait now for some other settlers to show up. So this was our first settlement. So when I started the game, I ended up here. And I wasn't even planning that. It's just sort of random. And it was a good spot. It's like a smaller spot. Just a good spot to like start out. And as you see, this one is not done in a grid. It's actually quite a mess because I made the foundation so high because there's like a huge hill in the back. But I think it looks pretty cool. It's like a nice little cozy little outpost. We got a campfire there. We got a guard there. Now that I put the guard post down myself because I honestly didn't even realize these martial plots were there at that point. Because they, like I said, they weren't there in the previous version I played. So we have a bunch of settlers here. Look at Baldy over there. Hey, I'm bald. I'm allowed to make jokes like that. Looks like he built a house there. We have a farm there. Again, I just planted my own crops there, I think. I didn't put the plot down. All this stuff was already here as part of the outpost. So instead of tearing it, instead of tearing it all down, I just decided to leave it here, including this bed. But I want to get rid of this bed actually because I don't want a settler to use this bed and then not build the plot, you know, when a new settler shows up. I want them to like build that plot in the middle, which you see it's the same with the rowboat. So it's going to build another house using that as one of the parts, which is pretty cute. I like it. You know, we got some crops there and stuff like that. So this guy is unassigned, so I'm not quite sure. We have 3 people here. We have a guard post. I guess we have enough crops, and so he's not assigned to anything. So I'm not quite sure what to assign him. I don't really care. I mean, I don't know that I'm going to come back to this particular outpost all that often, you know. I will end up coming back here when I have to link all my settlements together. And maybe I'll use that guy as like the courier between settlements because you have to do that. Although I might have like a central hub where everyone lives at the hub and then goes out to each settlement individually. So I've done it 2 different ways. Looks like we might have an extra person at Sanctuary. I think there were 7 there before, and we do have another person at Red Rocket. So we had 2 before, so someone else showed up. So now it's time to go check out the Red Rocket, which is a slightly more organized settlement than the one we were just at. I hate the way this gun looks, honestly. I never use these assault rifles. I like them so much better in Fallout 3 and in Fallout New Vegas. And I love the guns in this game. This just looks so weird to me with this big barrel or whatever. I honestly just don't like it. So I never use ARs in this game because of that, honestly. Alright, so looks like Dogmeat found someone. So yeah, we don't have enough for a store here. You need a certain amount of people to start making stores, which is kind of annoying. Because I only wanted to have like 2 people here with a store. And it looks like I have to have a huge settlement. But it looks like our 3rd settler is building another spot for crops. So that's good. So everyone will be well fed. As you see, we only have 2 food up top and 3 people. But that's just because it's under construction. Same with the beds. There's 2 beds, but they will build their own bed. And so we don't really have to worry about that. Now it says defense 999, and I think that's because I actually have no defense here. So I think I'm going to throw down some turrets while we're here. So this is such a weird settlement because as you see, it's on the road, but it only includes like certain areas of the road. It doesn't really stop at like a very nice natural spot. So I'm just going to put these on the road in case people walking by want to mess with us. You know, they'll catch. And I think enemies do spawn from that direction. I never really see enemies spawn from the back of this thing. So here we have our 3rd bed, and it already has registered up top. Even though the food... Oh, well, we only have 2 food, I guess. Because no, each plot of food should have 2, I think. Should provide for 2. So we'll see how that goes. But as you see, we have our 3rd bed being constructed. I guess they already laid the bed part down inside there. So we're going to just throw this. I guess I can... I'm like waiting for it to get finished before I put some light there. But I know I'm going to want the light there because it gets so dark. And these lights don't give off that much light. It's kind of annoying. I think in the PC version, I might have brighter lights. Or I end up using these hanging bulbs a lot. Oh, you know what it is? The best light actually is from a DLC. And it's like a string light of these light bulbs. So there's like 4 of them. And I use that everywhere because that actually provides like a good amount of light instead of just like a little light. But I don't really care too much actually in this playthrough. So yeah, we have our little recreational area over there, and I think I laid another one down in the middle, but not too much going on at that. But it looks like it waits for you to spawn there to show the new settlements getting built, and it doesn't really do it when you're not there, maybe. So that's good to know if that is the case, because it just makes the video a lot better. So, oh, another corpse. I really wish the corpses would despawn, or you could drag. I guess you can drag them, but I think when you drag them, sometimes it actually respawns them where they were, or there's some glitch or something. Anyway, here we are back at Sanctuary, which is of course your main settlement if you're playing the vanilla game, because Preston Garvey and the others here, Sturgis, give you kind of a tutorial on this. And this is Sturgis's little shop. He's the handyman here, and he'll sell some extra stuff, scraps or whatever he doesn't need. And look at this. We have one of these parks here, and that is a cool sign for the park area. Now, hopefully that expands because it's kind of skimpy looking. I think that'll look really cool. And here, back here, we have our new settler, which I don't know where they are, but they built a house back here on the plot. And wow, this is super cool. There's some type of artist or art collector, and it looks like they have an easel, so they probably painted that and maybe stole the other ones from one of the museums nearby, and maybe they're trying to become an artist and they're using that as inspiration. Theirs was a little simpler than some of those. It was like a stick figure. But hey, they're trying, right? And back here we put some of our crops, and looks like Marcy is hard at work. And we have another settler settling in. So we do have a ton of crops here. Or not a ton, but hopefully enough to feed everyone. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Now here's talk about some local flavor. Looks like we have a bum or whatever. Just getting warm in the fire barrel. So that is some amazing. Look at this. I love this. This is why I like doing this type of game. I mean, it's just a little detail, but to me, it just makes it feel more alive, you know? And even Preston just patrolling. I like that, you know? So yeah, this is our settlement here. And I'm not quite sure how many more people. I wish I could tear down all the houses and use those flat foundation spots because they work out really well.
Welcome to Nowheresville.
All right, we do
Population, this sorry group.
we do have a quest to turn in with Sturgis, but it looks like he's still not registering. That really sucks. I might have to like take the turrets down and put them back down because I'm supposed to get a completion for putting defenses here, but I put them down before I got the quest. So since I'm just talking into his inventory, or actually it's his sales inventory, but I don't know. Anyway, here we are back at the drive-in, and I think we might have another settler here. Yeah, looks like we do, and they're building the guard post, which is really cool. So it's right in the front, and now I'll show you this afterwards, but I did have the guard post.
Hope you ain't one of them synths he had a spy on me.
No, I'm not. I love the hammering sounds. Now, like I said, in the other version I played, they showed the settler doing that. I don't know if that's just a PC thing or if they just changed it for all versions, or who knows. But it is a little more immersive seeing that, but I don't really care. So here he's building his house here. Just a little metal shack, basic house. Nice table, you know. Like if I was building settlements, I don't know that I'd put a table like that there, or I certainly wouldn't be making something that complicated with the boat or the two-story.
Farm run by ghouls? Isn't that something?
But I do actually enjoy building, so I probably will have a mix of, you know, some settlements where I build stuff and some where I use sim, or I might build like a bigger building for a common area in this, even here, you know. I love how they have that little crate there of explosives or whatever, you know, just like very immersive. And we have the flag. I mean, that is a pretty cool guard post. Whoever came up with that, good job, you know. Anyway, this is our settlement here at the drive-in. And like I said, we're going to come back here a lot because we have to keep waiting for people to come back. And anyway, here's the settlement that when my game crashed, it didn't save. We have the same guard post it built, but it was building the house right behind it. So this was a little cooler, but unfortunately it's pretty random what happens. So I didn't control it the second time after my game froze, and I didn't have a save, but I did have the video footage of it. So yeah, here we go. Oh, I like how that's like a big spool of cable. Like it still has the cable on it. That's pretty immersive. And I was going to move that wire maybe, but guess what? I don't have to. So anyway, thanks for joining in, and we will catch you next time with more Fallout 2020.